Welcome to Seattle Public Utilities Ask Evelyn Live, where we answer your questions about recycling, compost, garbage, and other trashy topics. I'm your host, Becca Fong, and this week's episode, we're going to talk about green gift giving. We are so excited to have you guys here. The holidays are a huge time of consuming things. It also generates an incredible amount of waste. So it's really nice that we've got an awesome question this week into this topic of not just like gift wrapping, but also gift giving. So, all right, let's jump into this. Hi, Pat.
Hey, Becca, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Good to see you. I love that your lights are up.
Oh, thank you. I got the holiday decor going on here.
I know these dark days, right? You got to bring that light inside.
That's right.
Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, so we got a really good question this week for green gift giving. Do you want to kick us off?
You bet. Let's get it going here. Okay, question comes in from Frankie. Hi, Evelyn. What's the deal with gift wrap? I have some shiny gift bags, wrapping paper with glitter, and so many bows. How do I know what's recyclable and what's not? Thanks, Frankie. Okay, Becca, quick answer.
Absolutely. So if it's mostly paper, then you can go ahead and recycle it. If there's a little bit of tape and a little bit of glitter, we'll get into those details. It's okay to put in the recycling. If it's mostly plastic or if you have any doubts, it's best to throw that out and put that in the garbage. But there's a lot of ways to wrap gifts. So Pat, let's get into the details.
Right. So the classic reusable gift is the gift bag, right? I mean, There's a lot of them out there in the market. We all receive them. I hope you all save them. There's nothing wrong with saving. There you go. There's a nice one. These little ones, the big ones, they have, some of them have the tags on them. You tear the tag off, put a new tag on, that kind of thing.
Totally.
You have one there. It looked pretty shiny though. What's that one like?
It's pretty shiny. So this one definitely, it's seen a couple of holiday seasons.
Right.
It's really shiny. It's got a plastic coating. It's got some like glittery snow on here. It's got a ribbon. So Pat, what are you thinking?
I think 3 strikes, it's out. I think too shiny, got the glitter, got the ribbon. I mean, it's just, yeah. You know, a lot of these, if it's just a matte finish kind of a paper and it doesn't have too much going on, if it's, you know, really shiny, like I have another shiny one here too. Yeah. I probably, you know, there's not enough fiber in the paper to you know, counterweight to balance out the amount of contaminants that the pulping mill is going to have to deal with. So people just have to trust their gut on that and just, it's okay. I'll reuse it as many times as you can, but it's okay to toss it out. It served its purpose and did a good job, and hopefully you got a good gift out of it. But the point is that it's super shiny stuff with glitter and whatnot. Yeah, not ideal for recycling.
Totally. It makes me think, because we get a lot of questions about things that are coated with plastic, like milk cartons, aseptic cartons. Right. And, you know, while those have that plastic coating, they're also very thick, and the value in paper recycling is the length of the fiber. So when it's really thick, there's a lot of really good paper fiber there. When it's something thin like these, you know, there's not a lot there. There's not a lot of fiber. You're right, Pat. Like, that's all contaminant, right? You've got 3 different kinds of contaminants. It's
and if you're shopping for boxes, like here's a box, one of those gift box products, you know, that's already, it's a pre-wrap kind of, like it's a printed box. And this, of course, has some tape on the edge because we're going to reuse it this year, of course. But, you know, this is good too. Look for this one that is like just almost a matte finish. There's not much shine to it at all. And there's no glitter, there's no foil. You know, look for those types. If you're going to buy a pre-packaged wrapping product, buy the one that's very recyclable, you know.
Totally. So thinking about Frankie's question and things to recycle. So there are lots of kinds of gift wrap, right? So I had kind of our traditional wrapping paper, right? This was actually from one of my kids' birthday that I salvaged. Absolutely reuse it. So this is just your paper. Again, it's got that kind of like light matte finish on it. This is totally 100% recyclable. So you can just tear this off and go ahead and recycle it. What do you think about tissue paper, Pat? We hear about questions about tissue paper.
Right. Again, it's a processed fiber that has a lot of color. Unless it's white or it's natural, then it's more desirable. But the reds and the greens, there's so much dye in that the fiber is not very valuable on its own. So I'm okay with the white and the natural color. But if it's super like red or green or black or something like that, the paper fiber folks are not crazy about that heavy dye. There just really isn't very much fiber there. However, I will say it is just like a heat pressed fiber paper. There's no plastic coating to it.
Right.
If you see a shine to it, then it does have a plastic coating, and that's not recyclable because there's not near enough fiber to benefit in the pulping process. So I'm kind of, I think our guidelines online, I'm not really sure that they say anything about the colors, but I say no to tissue paper myself.
Yeah, it's not really adding a lot to the product, right? There's not a lot of recoverable fiber there.
Right.
So now we get to talk about the entire world. Oh, say Frankie actually also asked about bows, right?
Oh yeah.
So most bows are going to go in the trash. I have one example of a bow that could be recoverable in your compost. This is a natural twine,
right?
And this is also a good segue into reusable gift wraps. This is really the only kind of bow. Most bows are looking like this, and that stuff is either reusable, but it's not really recoverable for recycling.
Right.
But reusable gift wrap.
Right.
This is a really good example. I'm all in favor of wrapping a gift in a gift. So this is a tie-dyed handkerchief that I use as wrapping paper. But Pat, you also have some really clever options of reusable gift wrap or reused gift wrap.
I'm a big fan of the old Union Pacific Railroad, so I picked up this old calendar one year, and this is the 1972 one here, good vintage for calendar.
Excellent year.
So I just wrapped a gift already in my old railroad calendar, 1976, sheet of paper. So, looking for those different types of wrap product, to use the comic section of the newspaper, that's totally fine with me. I mean, I'd be happy to get a gift in that. But, finding some sort of paper printed material that would otherwise go in the recycle bin, and wrapping a gift in that I think brings a little more fun to the activity as well. So, doing that is fun. I also, I saw online that the Zero Waste Chef is her handle on Twitter, and she shared an update on how to make your own paste. Basically it's a glue product so that you can make your own tape, paper tape. So I didn't get to the paper taping effort yet, but this morning when I was playing with it, after I made my glue, I did take a box of crackers.
I love it.
Cut it, open it by the seams, and then re-glued it. So there's no tape involved here. And
That's awesome.
When I use it as a gift, I will fold it closed and then using the paste, I'll close it up. So it wasn't that much. This is 3 tablespoons of baking flour in some heated water, and you just stir it until it becomes thick. That's what paste is. Just flour and water.
That's awesome. I mean, for those of you watching who remember putting up concert posters, it's probably the same kind of thing.
It is. Right? It's the paper mache. Exactly. It's when they do, I forgot what the term is for that, but there's a term for the paper mache type thing where you create collages and things like that. It dries clear. Yeah.
That is so cool. I love that because we get a lot of questions about tape, right? And small amounts of tape are okay. Right. But it is a plastic product, and this is a contaminant that comes out in the paper process. So if you can avoid doing that, and you probably have, a lot of folks are going to have flour and water at home. So, there you go.
Well, anyway, some of the things about tape that are interesting, a typical roll of tape is pretty wide, actually. And so you can take a piece of tape off, and when you go to tape something close, if you just give it a tear this way, you got 2 pieces. Okay.
There you go.
So, I mean, you're cutting your waste in half right there, right off the top. Totally. I'll save these for later, by the way.
Absolutely. One other thing. So Frankie, really quickly, thank you so much for your question. So wrapping paper, if it's mainly paper, go ahead and put that in the recycling. If it's got a lot of plastic or glitter or ribbons or anything on that, you're going to want to put that into the trash. And when in doubt, it's okay to throw things out. A lot of the bows are going to have to go in the trash because they're usually made out of fabric or plastic or a combination of those things. So that's kind of a good recap for you and your question. One thing I definitely wanted to make sure that we got to talk about is green gift giving too, Pat.
Yes.
So as the commercial outreach program manager, you work with a lot of small businesses. So
absolutely,
that's a really good way to support green gift giving, correct?
There's a lot of ways to find your local small businesses. Of course, they're right in your neighborhood. They're right down the street. You can go shop small, as they say. There's Shop Small Saturdays. That's like an online list you can look up. There's the local ones, the Seattle Good Business Network. There's the Intentional List. These are, often BIPOC owned or ethnic owned businesses where there's a local, family owned business that's making a product, or maybe it's baked goods or whatever. The point is really supporting your local small businesses. That's another great way to kind of make your holiday dollars, count in a different way.
Absolutely. Supporting folks in your community. And we'll have a link to the EnviroStars Green Business Finder so you can find some of those really great local businesses that you want to support. One thing that I saw too was that regifting is becoming more popular. You know, Pat and I are always pushing new to you because, you know, it's a lot of things have a lot of life left in them, right? And knowing your audience and someone who particularly would really appreciate something that is not necessarily brand new, but still has a lot of life left in it is really great. And I did read an article recently in the mainstream media that was talking all about regifting, you know, using websites like Poshmark, using things like eBay to go and find just exactly the item that you're looking for. And that is a really great way to kind of cut down on the environmental impact, which most of the impact from goods that we consumed is in the production of them. So if you're getting a new to you item, that's super fantastic.
Yeah, then, shop small, shop local, shop thrift, shop vintage, shop antique stores, shop second use stores, you know, secondhand stores, I should say. So yeah, those are all great options for finding that thing that's gonna, you know, it's about anything when you go to purchase a gift for someone, you want it to really seem like it comes from you to them, and like sometimes you can really find that special item in those stores.
Absolutely. And then the third thing too is to give experiences. You know, like I know there's a lot of stuff in my household that I probably don't need more things. So if you can give experiences, especially with how things have been with the pandemic, we have not been able to kind of go out and enjoy things or spend time with people. Those things are more important now than ever. So
yeah, I think experiences are great. You know, theaters, different shows, you know, music venues, buying gift certificates. A lot of these organizations and facilities now have gift certificates. So you don't even have to pick the show they want to go see. It's just, you know, or even a gift card. A gift card can also be a good gift. If you're not sure what to give someone and you're sort of guessing, then you may just, you know, cash is always king, as we say. But gift cards are a nice gesture as well, so that they end up spending that on something they really need or want. And then, of course, food. Food is a great gift. It's a very consumable gift. It gives us nutrients and nourishment, and you know, then you can compost the leftovers or whatever. So yeah, it's a positive usually.
So lots of different ways. Frankie, thank you for your question. And really great to know about all kinds of different gift wrap and then some ideas. We hope we kind of planted some seeds for some green gift giving. So shopping small, new to you stuff, experiences, all those things are really, really great. So really quickly, I wanted to remind you guys that next week is our AMA. For those of you who are not familiar with that acronym, it is Ask Me Anything. And so Pat and I are really excited to do another AMA with you guys. So get your questions queued up and tune in next week because you can ask us anything you want to hear about kind of the recycling, compost, and waste disposal process. So we can't wait to hear from you. That is a super fun show and a really fun format to interact with you guys.
We usually get a couple curveballs in those shows, so that's pretty fun.
Totally, absolutely. Keeps us on our toes. We love that kind of stuff. All right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you next week. Get your questions ready. And we will be so happy to see you tune in and answer those questions. So until next week, I'm Becca Fong. And remember, life's better with the stuff.
I'm Pat Kaufman. Remember to recycle right and shop green. Have fun. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.